at SOL 2.2c, forces have applications or uses in our lives. So last week we reviewed contact and non-contact forces, but before we get into how we use them in our lives, we're going to review these one more time so you remember. Now, contact forces must touch. They must touch the objects to cause motion. Remember, like pulling, pushing. Today we're also going to talk about friction. The picture is an example of two puppies pulling. They are each causing force on either side. They are both touching the rope. Non-contact forces don't touch. They do not have to touch the objects to cause motion. Examples would be gravity or magnetism. Like the boy jumping on the trampoline. He pushes off the trampoline, which is a contact force, but gravity brings him back down, and there's nothing touching him to bring him back down to earth. So this one's a little newer. We talked about it a little bit, but not completely. So we're going to review friction. We definitely didn't talk about it last week. So friction is a force that causes a moving object to slow down when it's touching another object. Friction keeps things from sliding all over the place. If we didn't have friction, we would just be sliding across the floor. When you push your chair into your desk, it would hit your desk and they both keep going. So if you look at the picture, we're pushing the box this way and moving the box with a contact force this way. Friction is pushing the other way to slow it down so it doesn't go flying off in a different direction. So now we're going to talk about how we use contact forces. We use contact forces every single day. Lifting and carrying things, anytime you pick something up and put it back down. Anytime we push in our chairs at school. Anytime we kick balls on the playground or in your front yard. Playing games like tug of war, like we saw the puppies doing in the other slide. All of those things use contact forces such as pushing and pulling. You have to touch those things in order to move them. I have to lift this shoe in order to move it. I can't levitate it. It doesn't work that way. We have to touch our chairs to push them in. We can't use mind control to push them in. We must use contact forces for things like this. Now, we also use contact forces every day. Every day, gravity keeps us on the ground so that we don't go floating away when we're walking down the street. A lot of us probably have magnets on our fridge. And in nature, raindrops, it's been really rainy lately, raindrops falling to the ground, falling to the lake, they're being pulled down by gravity. This fox over here is jumping. He's being pulled back down to the ground by gravity. He is able to use gravity to help him land in the snow the way he wants. There are also examples of forces working together. When we're walking or running, we are using a contact force to push off the ground, but we're using a non-contact force of gravity to keep us from floating off into space. So your foot pushes off the ground so you can take a step, but gravity keeps you from moving up into the air every step you take. If you're jumping on a trampoline, you are pushing off of that trampoline with a contact force. And the trampoline pushes back, which is another contact force. but gravity is what allows you to come back down and bounce back up. It allows you to come back down so the trampoline can push you back up with a contact force. And then swinging on a swing. There's actually something on the choice board where you could do an activity with air resistance and gravity. So air resistance is the air pushing against whatever is flying in it. When you're swinging on a swing, you are using your legs to push yourself back and forth. And you're holding on to the swing and sitting on, like you have to be sitting on the swing, or someone has to be touching you and pushing you in order to get it moving, which is our contact force. But the air resistance and gravity are allowing you to swing back and forth without flying into outer space. So that's how we use contact forces every day. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. Pretty quick, pretty simple. If you have any questions, let me know. And good luck on your choice boards. Love you guys.